So we had game two of the NBA Finals, and look, I'm gonna be honest. I told you guys last video that I want to do a post game reaction to all of the finals games, but with the way things are going, I don't think I'm gonna want to do it anymore because let's just be honest. The Lakers right now look too dominant right now, and I don't see any sign of the Heat making any comeback. I think it's fair to say that look, even though it's 2-0 and the series technically isn't over yet, it just doesn't seem like the Heat have any chance. The Lakers are too damn good right now, and it's fair to say the Lakers are more than likely going to win the series and going to win the title. So I don't really have anything else that more that I have to say. But yeah, game two wrapped up. The Lakers won 124 to 114, and honestly, the score being only 10 doesn't really surprises me because there's a fly everywhere. I'm like knocking it over, but the Lakers looked very dominant. Like the fact that it ended as a 10-point game shows that the Heat kind of had a little bit of a stretch at the end where it looked like they could make this a game, but the Lakers just you can't stop them. I'm first start with the Heat. Like let's be clear, this was a very odd game for the Heat because obviously Bam wasn't playing, which is like very bad. If he's not playing, then he have no chance. Goran Dragic is probably out for this series, and he's their top scorer. So for him to be out too is definitely not good. But Jimmy Butler can't carry the weight, and if you look at the stats for the team, it's not great. I mean, look, Butler had a pretty good game. He had 25, 13, and 8, which is definitely not bad. He played 45 minutes, which is insane. But, I mean, what else could you do when your other guys are, like, not out? I mean, when your other guys are out. But, yeah, 25, 13, and 8. So that's a good game from Butler. Crowder had 12. Tyler Hero had 17. Kelly Olynyk had 24 and 9. So, I mean, if you look at that, then you're like, oh, Kelly Olynyk had a pretty good game. I mean, obviously he had a lot of work to do considering that Bam was out. So he was carrying a lot of the weight. But the problem with that stat line is that this fly won't leave me alone. God fucking damn it. God. Kelly Olynyk had a good stat line on paper, but his defense was not great. He could not stop 80. And to be fair, no one can. If Bam couldn't stop him, then who's going to stop him? Kelly Olynyk, Jay Crowder, Myers Leonard? Like, it's not going to happen. Iguodala, Solomon Hill? Nah, not going to happen, right? So the Heat just don't have a match for him or LeBron either, let's be honest. The Heat don't have really any like solid defensive presence. Like they tried to do the zone, which worked in other series, but the Lakers are just so good at breaking down that zone. Like you watch them play and you're like, okay, if the Lakers are going up against the zone, it's just baseline cuts here and there. LeBron will dish it off because Caruso will cut, or like someone else, KCP or Danny Green, or LeBron will even cut to the basket. Like the Lakers are just good at handling the zone. The problem with the other teams and why the Heat were able to take advantage on defense was because the Celtics and the Bucks didn't know how to respond to that. But this is the Lakers. This is a completely different team, and they're really good at breaking that stuff down. And then you also had, obviously, the Lakers are terrific defensively. Rondo. I mean, look, I think it's fair to say that we have our proper big three for this Lakers team. LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Rondo. That is the big three for this Lakers team because no one else is really contributing at that high level. And Rondo has just been terrific. And it's crazy because the first game he came back from injury when they lost to the Rockets, I think, he looked bad, like really bad. And everyone's like, oh, okay, the playoff Rondo spark that everyone was hoping for, we're not going to get it. But then he came back the next game and he was terrific. And he's just been consistent ever since. So the Lakers got a good one in Rondo. And the fact that he's still doing this great in I believe this is his 16th year. That's crazy. Not his 16th, sorry. It's like his 14th, 15th year. It's incredible because he's such a great veteran presence. He makes the team around him better. He makes great plays. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists. That's terrific for Rondo. And to see him do that and to see the Lakers have someone other than their two superstars playing at a high level is great to see. LeBron, I mean, shoot. Look, I think at this rate, it doesn't look like the question for everyone is who's going to win the series. Because the way the Lakers are playing, they're going to win the series and they're going to win the title. The question now is who's going to win Finals MVP. And if you look at the stats that LeBron James and Anthony Davis have put up in the past 2 games, it's actually hard to get an idea of who's going to win it because not yesterday. Game 1, LeBron was, I think, 1 assist away or 1 rebound away from a triple-double. And now last night, he had 33, 9, and 9. So LeBron is just, dude, I get the cliche, and look, I'm going to sound like the Bleacher Report and House of Highlights and all these annoying social media people who are, covering LeBron 24/7. But he's in his 17th year in the NBA, in his 10th NBA Finals. And these are the numbers he's putting up. It's ridiculous to watch. And I hope that and I think I'm kind of guilty of this, to appreciate his greatness while we still have it, because we're never going to see like a player like LeBron James again after he retires. So for me, the big thing is just enjoy what we're watching right now, because this is incredible. 33, 9, and 9, playing 39 minutes in year 17 at 35 years old in the NBA Finals is incredible to watch. Anthony Davis, to me, I think he has the slight edge in the Finals MVP race. He put up 32 and 14 yesterday, playing 40 minutes. But if you, look, the stat line alone is obviously crazy, but if you watched him play last night specifically, then you know how dominant he was. I think, I can't pull up the specific stat line. I'm trying to look it up right now, but I don't know what his shooting percentage was, but he could not miss last night. It was just unbelievable how easily he was able to get his shot. He's a great, obviously he's a good shot creator, right? And it's part of what makes him such a great player. He did it in New Orleans. But watching him do it at this level is just I'm speechless. It's incredible to watch. And the Heat are no match for this. How do you stop this? How do you stop Anthony Davis, who can get his own shot at the block or take it to the basket at ease or get in rebounds super easily? I think that's one of the biggest things for him. Is just he's been able to do everything so easily, and no one's been able to effectively stop him. And, I think that at this rate, Anthony Davis is going to win the Finals MVP, but for all we know, LeBron could put up a triple-double the next few games and win it, and that wouldn't be surprising at all either. So, yeah, the Lakers are up 2-0. Pretty dominant performance from the Lakers, which is, the par for the course. But yeah, the finals have been, I'm going to be honest, they've been kind of boring this year, I was excited when the Heat and Lakers were set to match up, because I'm like, the matchups are interesting. Even though the Lakers have the edge, the Heat, because of just their sheer will and how talented they are, they could make it a series. But, obviously the injuries made it worse, but it doesn't look like it. And look, the boring part of the finals, it's no one's fault, right? It's not the Lakers' fault that the Heat got injured or that the finals are boring. They're just so damn good, and the Heat are no match. That's just the end of it. This finals is boring. It reminds me of the 2015 finals, because the Warriors won when the Cavs were depleted because they had no Kyrie or no Kevin Love. But again, it also reminds me of the 2018 finals when the Warriors swept the Cavs, because the Warriors were just so dominant, because it was Durant, Curry, Clay, Draymond versus a LeBron team with nobody else. This is what it reminds me of, but I don't know. At this rate, it looks like the Lakers are going to win the title, which, hey, if you're a Lakers fan, I'm happy for you, The Lakers deserve to be, with the story franchise like the Lakers, it deserves to get that kind of praise and to be how great they are. But, I just wish we had a more competitive finals. But, I'm still happy for the Lakers fans. You got to this point after 10 years of a lot of ups and downs. So, it's great to see. The Lakers are still undefeated in their, Mamba jerseys, which, look, I don't know. When they put on those Mamba jerseys, they don't miss. That's just what it is. And it's cool, to see that the Lakers are 2 wins away from a championship, and I think it is cool to see them win for a lot of different reasons, but, because there's a lot of stories that go into it, but, LeBron winning his 4th, AD winning his 1st, doing it for Kobe, like, there's a lot of great stories with it, but yeah, obviously, if you ask the Lakers, they're going to say the job's not done because they still have to win 2 more games, but I think at this rate, it's pretty clear what's going to happen, just how great they are. They're going to win this championship, but, that's what it is. And it sucks because the bubble environment has just been so great. We've seen so many great games, so many great moments, and for it to get to this point where the finals are just so dull and predictable, it sucks. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys for listening to my ramble. If you enjoyed, leave a like and comment down below what you think about this. The Lakers are probably going to win the championship. What do you think about what the Heat can do next? What do you think about what this 4th ring could potentially mean for LeBron? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And yeah, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and show your support. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I think that's it. Thank you guys for the continued support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.